Episode number 4, we have Nick Smythe. He's our GM of our Port St. Lucie Five Guys, and Nick is pushing, 8 years, Nick, or 9?
This August will be 9.
9 in August?
Yeah, you're
10.
9.
August will be 10.
9 or 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're up there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick's our GM of PSL, and we have Craig. He's our district manager of the Southern stores, and Mike, he's our VP of operations and a partner with Magoo's Chicken Tenders.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Craig, where's your thank you?
Thank you very much.
Nick, you got to do one too.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
There it is. So we wanted to bring on Nick to talk about customer engagement. That's one of the strengths at PSL, and not just Nick, but his whole team. They engage the customers really well. And anybody who's been to PSL understands that and sees that. And the benefits of it are just, enormous.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to bring in Nick to talk a little bit about that. And I guess,
Okay.
Nick, to start off, was that something that was always easy for you?
Not from the very beginning. I remember when I first got hired in at the Five Guys in Jupiter, and I'm pretty sure I was on the list of people that should have been cut until I started cutting potatoes. I was a watcher for the first couple of days. I didn't talk. I just watched. But after that, once I did make it through, I got to work with a guy named Matt Dando, and he is very outgoing and personable with the customers. And I think that's where I took a lot of my customer engagement from.
So tell us a bit more about the beginning in Jupiter. So you thought you were on the cut list because you were cutting potatoes?
Yeah, because I was quiet.
Quiet?
And I
Yeah.
learned really fast that that's not
What?
the culture that
You
they
were
have
quiet?
at Five
I
Guys.
couldn't imagine you being
It was
quiet.
I
It's
know.
been almost 10 years.
Come-
that was a
come a
different
long
Nick.
way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was definitely the quiet one. I like to observe for a day or two till I know my surroundings, which is also one of my bigger strengths now. Is that I'm trying to break people out of theirs when I hire them as fast as I can.
I've seen you do that too, by the way.
Yeah, don't be a recluse. Open up your shell and enjoy what's out there.
What have you seen him do?
I mean, I can give you names, but these people that you've hired in the past, sometimes they're quiet, and I turn around 3 months later and they're like out there communicating, driving the crew, and
Yeah.
pleasing our customers, and chanting, and just they rally. And
Yeah.
what a blessing that is that you've inspired other people.
We had Lene, we brought her up before on this, and she started out with you up there at PSL, right?
Yep.
She wasn't always outgoing, right? Or was
No, she was not always a very loud girl, but once she was in and got comfortable, I would say it was the same way. She just got louder as time went on, and then with her switch to Jupiter before she came to Gardens, working with Madison, I think that definitely also helped her there too.
she? So you said she got comfortable, so that might be another way of saying she got more confidence, right?
Yeah, more confidence. Growing friends within the crew and the staff. When you work with people that you're going to be more open instead of somebody that's just walking in and that doesn't know a soul in here. That's just going to be quiet and shy. That is one of our biggest things at Five Guys, at least in Port St. Lucie, is to come out of your shell, be engaging, speak loud, and have a good time. Dance and sing, even if you can't dance and sing.
That's me.
That's me too.
That's the same.
But one of the most impressive things of any of the 8 stores is if when you go into his store at night, he's not there most nights, and you got a crew with a bunch of kids,
Right.
teenagers for the most part, and they're rocking out, man. I mean, they're doing $1,100-$1,200 an hour, and you look at them and nobody's stressed. They're all just,
Yeah.
hey man, how's it going? They're having fun, and they're in the game, and the communications. That's all exactly what we're talking about this morning. Those are cultural things that you put in place, and you've inspired them, and you've made them confident. You've equipped them to do what they got to do.
Yeah,
And,
our $4,500 dinner on Friday night was slow to my crew.
Can I put that in perspective real quick? A $4,500 dinner shift. Well, first of all, it's slow, but you've also seen dinner shifts over 6,000, right?
Correct.
Okay, so our first store in West Palm Beach on Village Commons, we have the sales calendar we use in the stores, writing in the numbers for the shift. I remember writing in for PM shifts $233.
Oh my goodness!
Which hours was this?
Huh?
No, thank
Which
you.
hour were you talking about?
Wow,
Which
that's a story I've never
time
heard.
frame in PSL are we talking about, right?
Yeah,
I mean, $233 or $300, $400. It was not uncommon at all.
wow,
And now we're doing, 4,500 is a slow night
yeah,
in PSL. So that's pretty awesome.
yeah. That is.
So you've been able to instill confidence in your team. You've equipped them. If you had to maybe give a new leader some advice on how to do that, what would you tell them?
Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Things happen, and be the person that you want to work with. Be the standard for our culture and our stores. We as the managers set the benchmark to where everybody else is going to or supposed to be for that night or that day.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes, right?
Yeah, it happens
How often do you think everybody gets paralyzed in fear of making a mistake?
constantly.
Every day.
Every day, right?
Especially
Yep.
a newer person that doesn't want to mess up. They want to be
Right.
the best that they can be.
So I think that's something that's huge is right away let them know, hey, you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah,
And it's okay.
it happens.
We got your back. As long as you're trying and working hard,
That's it.
right?
Mm-hmm. Just don't continuously make the same ones.
Right.
Here's the other thing. Ready? Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just have fun.
Absolutely. If I can't have fun, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Because all we do is we serve burgers and fries.
That's right.
Yeah.
Work is work, but have fun while you're doing it so it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
sure.
I've always thought about getting one of those menus at Cheesecake Factory or BJ's Restaurant, one of them, and just have it for display for our people.
12, 14 pages long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
you're like,
No, thank you.
I think I'll take ours.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, no, one of the things I enjoy the most in PSL is when I'm there and you guys see a car coming in or someone coming in and you know what to get, what they're going to order, and you already started. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's definitely, and that's one of the things that I'm coaching my people on constantly. And I start with those kind of stories at my interviews with my people to let them know, just how I like to operate and how long that I've been there and how long some of my people have been here and how many people we all know that come in that we see on a regular basis or even an irregular basis. Somebody that might only come in once a month, but my entire staff might know them. They're going to know what they get. I've been closing lately on Tuesdays, and so it's nice to get there on a PM shift to see how my other crew members and team members, attack the day and how many of our nighttime people that they all know by
Right.
order, by name, by car. They're already calling out patties before the people are even inside the door. They know exactly what they're going to get, and it's the same thing with. I would say a good portion of our DoorDash and Uber drivers.
Right.
I have so many of my team members that are on like a first name basis with these people. They walk in the door and they're all celebrating like it's somebody's birthday 4 times a night.
Can I, so the importance of the DoorDash and Uber, the fact that they know that, so if our guys know the DoorDash and Uber drivers, that's a big win because that means the DoorDash and Uber drivers know us,
Right.
right? If they get an order for multiple, they have to select the orders they take.
Uh-huh.
They can deny orders.
Yeah.
So if our drivers doing DoorDash and Uber are denying orders because they don't want to go and wait at Five Guys forever or the crew is horrible,
Yep.
that's going to affect our sales. But
Yeah.
if the DoorDash Uber drivers want to go to get orders from Five Guys because one, they know it's going to be quick, and two, they know the team there,
Yep.
and those customers are getting those DoorDash and Uber orders now in 20 minutes or 30 minutes instead of an hour,
Yeah.
and that affects it. So you might not think about that, offhand, but it has a direct effect on the whole operation.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely does.
And there's something else you said back in the beginning that at Jupiter you were cutting potatoes because you thought you were on the watch list. So when we open a store, we would have like anywhere from 50 to 70 employees, and some of them you have to let go. That ties into almost the same thing as Illinois. Illinois, when he first started, he didn't speak English.
Okay.
but he could work really hard, and he cut a ton of potatoes. So your work ethic kept you in the ball game,
Yeah.
and now as 10 years later, you're doing pretty well for yourself
I am.
because of your work ethic. Had you decided to just pout and say whatever, I'm just going to sit in the back and lull and cut these potatoes for these guys, who knows, your life would have been on a different path. And
Yeah.
you know, for those who don't know, you met your wife at Five Guys,
I did.
so that was a benefit from cutting those potatoes, right?
Uh-huh. Yes, it was.
And Illinois, he's still with us 13 years later, and he's progressed from a team member to shift leader, speaking no English, coming from Haiti. He's able to support his family. But if he had just chose to, half butt it
Yeah.
and go in the back and sip on his soda all day and
Uh-huh.
check his cell phone or complain or whine, he didn't do that. He went there and bust his butt.
Yeah.
Cut tons of. He's probably cut over 2 million pounds of potatoes at this point. That's a lot of potatoes.
That is a lot of
Mucho
potatoes.
papa.
Mucho papas.
And he still cuts those bags just as fast when he started on day one.
Really?
He has not slowed down.
Wow.
He still attacks it like he just started.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all the way.
Yeah. If you can
Yeah.
do it, right?
Absolutely.
Nice. Is there anything you want to leave us with as far as engagement?
You never know where life is going to take you and the people that it's going to bring into your world and you into theirs. Don't be afraid to say hi to somebody. You never know what somebody's going through every day. That's my biggest take on it. You don't know what day what day somebody else is having. Why
That's
not
right.
make it a little bit easier?
Just by serving a
That's right.
Hot burger and hot
attack 'em with
fries.
kindness.
Very nice.
love it.
Yep.
Very nice.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks for having me on, gentlemen.
You got it. Let's segue real quick. So, engagement story. Craig took a flight in an airplane because of customer engagement.
Yes.
You want to tell us that story real quick?
When I was still running Boca, when I was down there, I had a gentleman that came in. He cracked a joke on a hot dog for the very first time. A little X-rated, so I won't say what it was, but
Okay.
I cracked up with him, and I remembered his face from that point forward. Over the next over the next couple months, every time he came in, chit-chatted, this, that. He turned out to be the aeronautics professor of Lynn University. He gives me his business card one day. I didn't want him to sound rude, but I'm like, what am I going to do with your business card? He's like, give me a call, I'll give you a flight. I was like, what? 3 months later, I took the plane off the ground, flew down to Miami, and came back. He wanted me to land it too. I was like, no, you can do that.
He let you take off.
I flew.
Wow.
Yeah, he goes, I know how to fly. You sit shotgun, or I'll sit shotgun. You're flying.
Wow.
I took the plane off the ground.
Do you
and
still see
flew.
him?
He disappeared, and I don't know if he's okay or not. I do have his number.
Okay.
but I
You
have not.
introduced me to him once.
Yeah, he's a funny man.
That's an awesome story.
It was. When we were even flying, he's like, if you want me to take over so you can sightsee, I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm flying an airplane. I can sightsee anytime. I'm like, no, I'm good. But thank you for that.
Yeah,
that
that's-
was a wild moment.
Right. That's an awesome trip.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Unforgettable.
Yeah.
You got a good story, Mike, about customer engagement?
Mine go back to the 80s, fellas. What do you mean, do I have a story? I think one story. I'll take you to 1987.
Oh, wow.
This lady orders a pizza from a Domino's franchise at the time, and the driver forgot to put the banana peppers on there. You heard this? And she calls and she's cussed me out and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'm so sorry. First time customer. And I looked over and I had another driver going out the door right at that same moment, and it was going to her neighborhood. So I said, ma'am, I got the banana peppers on the way. And she said, what? And I said, I'm going to bring you the banana peppers out there. And she said, sure, whatever, like you're going to do that. So I had the driver, I said, look, a gallon jar at the time of banana peppers was like $4. And I said, take that jar and give it to that lady. And I thought, that's how you exceed expectations with a customer, right? I'm going to make her so happy. This is going to be the story of my life, right? Okay, great. So 30 minutes goes by and she calls back. She cusses me out even worse. She thought I was making fun of her. So I said, ma'am, I just want to earn you as a customer. I said, banana peppers are cheap. I just wanted you to be happy. And she turned out to be a great customer. And she told her friends all about it. And about every 2 weeks, I'd hear something about it.
Nice.
But, you know, there's nothing wrong with just exceeding expectations and doing what people don't expect, because it's a forever memory. Here we are 40 years later talking about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So that's good
Yeah.
stuff.
I can't say that I haven't given away entire jars of pickles.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's priceless.
Boxes of peanuts to firefighters, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially now in November, December.
Yep.
You know,
You know, I
somebody
have
comes
this-
in and asks for them, take a box.
I have this conversation so often. You know, what is a customer worth? If a customer comes in once a week, we got them coming in once a day, okay?
Yeah.
Once a week, and they drop $20. Well, $20 times 52 weeks. Last I checked, it's like $1,000.
That's right.
And they usually have friends, and our average ticket, I think, has like 2.3 people on it. So, what is a jar of pickles?
Right.
Nothing.
Money in the bank.
So, those are good stories for us all.
That's a good. That ties into our fries, right?
Yeah.
Fries, a bag of potatoes costs what, $20, $17.
Yep.
Something like that.
A large fry. If we skimp on a fry or serve overcooked fries, undercooked fries, we're doing ourselves no good at all, because that little cup of fries, in relation, comparison to what the value of a customer, I mean, is nothing. But if we take the extra time to remake a fry, or just throw out a bad batch of fries, give them fresh fries,
Yep.
that's it's gold.
Lasting images.
Yeah, and we're talking about a bag of potatoes that costs less than $20,
Right.
right? So we got to really value that. Can't overlook that.
Yep. Yep. Be proud of what you serve.
Yeah,
You are the artist with your signature on everything you touch.
hot and juicy.
Nice.
Thanks, guys.
Good,
Yeah. Excellent.
very good.
This was fun.
Thanks, Nick.
It's a good time.
Yeah, I think that's it.